Yeah. So, all right, just recap. So you said the story you just told was before Like Always.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that happen. Then Like Always?
No, Like Always. Then
Oh,
that
Like
happened.
Always, then that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
what happened?
So it was right after that. So right after I moved out of there, I ended up I think I stayed with my brother for maybe 2 months. No, it was like 3. It was more like 3 months. Because he hit me with he was like, look, you got 6 months. You got to find somewhere. It's like, all right. So shit, I ain't going to be here 90 days. And I wasn't. I made sure by 90 days I was out that thing, man. But I had got my own crib. I think I had moved in the towers. I got one of the towers, right? Type situation. But not too long after that, I was dealing with a little female, and she hit me with the I want to be in love. I want to have a family. I want to this. I want to that. I want to this. I want to that. All that good jazz, right? And we went out to kick it one night. We go kick it, chill. You know what I'm saying? Come back, lay up for the night. She lost her phone though. So the next morning, I think I must have got up, go smoke a cigarette. I leave my lighter in her car. So I go to search the car to find my lighter. I find my lighter. I find her phone too. Phone ringing when I find it. Just so happen to pick up the phone and, boy, she got a bunch of messages in this thing. Like, they ain't good messages. Like
from other niggas type shit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Other niggas.
So the phone just happened to go off and you like stumbled upon it?
I literally stumbled, like I'm going in the car to find my lighter to smoke a cigarette. Open the car door. I'm looking around and I hear the phone go up. Zzz, zzz, zzz. What the fuck? I look. Oh shit, there go my lighter. Oh shit, there go her phone. Just like that. Pick up, phone buzzing going off. I ain't answer nobody's phone. I let it ring. But oh boy, when it stopped ringing, you got the missed calls and all the text messages on the screen right there. On the, wow, them messages. I seen that like.
Was this like your first time feeling cheated on or betrayed? Have you been cheated on before?
No, I've been cheated on, but no, this wasn't cheated on. This was Shorty was trying to play me.
Like, this is like some premeditated.
It wasn't even, and yeah, that's really how I felt because you just gave me this whole, you want to be with a nigga, you trying to make a future, you could see this, you could see us being together whole time. When your phone was like, what's up with tonight? What's up with later? What's up with, can I see you? Hey, trying to see you. Hey, trying to spend some time. Hey. But it was multiple niggas asking this question. So it's like, so I ain't the only nigga you want to have a future with, huh? It's a lot of different futures. Huh? So of course, I don't even trip, but I go in, sit down, was like, found my lighter, found your phone too. Fired the cigarette.
What's she doing?
Because I ain't got your code to go on your phone, but the screen is lit up when I hand it to you. So you see everything on the screen just like I do.
Yeah. Oh shit.
While I'm looking at you like, can't explain.
So what's she like looking at what's she doing?
Looking stupid, because what can you say? He just seen.
What happens next?
I'm looking at her. Because I'm waiting on an explanation. Okay, so you know what? Save it.
How much time before she said something? Like how long did you have to puff the cigarette?
I got a good 2-3 puffs in.
The long
deep drag. Like The long joints. Oh yeah. And I ain't even let her finish. It was like I ain't even let her get it out because there's nothing you can say that's going to, the proof is in the pudding. There's nothing you can say. You know. And a couple of them messages were definitely not of the Netflix and chill variety. They were more so of the, in my opinion, I feel like they were transactional. Now you get where I'm going with. Yeah. So she just told you she wanted to have a future with you. But yeah, when the phone rang, it was. So I mean, we could have made some money. We could have went to the top, man. We could have went to the top. We could have been on the road, man.
Took this shit over.
We could have made this shit shake.
Damn.
You know? But no, it was like when I saw that, I didn't argue. I didn't trip. I didn't, because some dudes spaz. Nah. It ain't mine. What I'm gonna be mad for? You was just saying this while we was last night, but I done heard that before. That ain't nah. Now I see. Ah, hell nah. Can we talk? It's okay. There's nothing else to be said. You said all you needed to say. They said all they needed to say. You be cool. God bless you. Wish you the best. Motherfucker spaz. Fuck you. Since you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk to me. You don't want to let me explain my side. What side is there to explain?
Yeah.
It's not matching with what you just said. Period. Make it make sense. You can't. You know what I mean? So, I had a little. I went through that whole little thing because it was like my ex-wife was on some. You love me. You don't want to be with me. You feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Where you at? And I'm laughing because I'm like, I know it's not. But I just can't wait for the day for you to call me and tell me it's not, and it's everything that I told you it was gonna be. But I'm watching all of this shit happen. I'm here. I'm in the fucking towers. I'm broke. You know what I mean? I just came from off the streets. I'm down here stepping on roaches, shaking off bed bugs, like at the bottom of the totem pole. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up. I'm on food stamps. I'm looking for. I still got my job. I ain't let go of my job. I got my gig. But I'm working from home, nigga, because I know I ain't got enough money to get on the bus to make it to work. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to make sure the job that I had would have let me work from home. I had to finesse some internet so I could have a job to work from home.
What was the job?
I was working. Well, at the time I was working for I2C, but then I transitioned to work for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Or no, not Blue Cross, but MetLife downtown.
Was it like?
I was doing insurance claims.
Okay.
People doing their disability joints, which was cool. I had my laptop, the little tool. It was cool. But it was like it came right on time because I didn't have shit. You know what I mean? The only thing I had was this job. The only thing I did was this job. I started working out a little bit to try to like do something to kind of, like take my mind off of shit. But all I did was just survive sitting in this apartment, right? And I was grateful for it because it was mine. And it was like, ain't nobody else gonna be able to put me out. I ain't gonna never be without. I make my first $1 million out of this motherfucker right here because it's mine. You know what I mean? And that was the goal, right? So I just had a whole little I was tired. I had a whole little breakdown. I had my own little moment of weakness, allowed myself to just kind of I guess be overwhelmed. And it really wasn't even an overwhelming thing. It was more so I started thinking about all the shit that I didn't have. All the shit that I felt like I was supposed to do but didn't. You know what I mean? From, sports and athletics to music to just all these different things. And it was like, damn, nigga, Niles Paul. He was in the league. Nigga, you could have been in the league with Niles. You know what I'm saying? You know such and such. They or what was my nigga name? You know Rodney Buford. When Rodney Buford was playing when Rodney went to the league, you knew Kyle Korver when Kyle went to the league. Like you could have been one of these. Like instead, you want to chase hoes and run the streets with the homies and get high. And like you could have been something. Now you ain't got shit to show for all this shit. You know what I mean? Like all the music you done. Some of the music I've done never seen the light of day because it made niggas get in their bag. I was putting niggas up on tracks. I was putting niggas up. Like, I mean, let's do a song. All right, bet. You give me the beat. We supposed to be writing the verse. Right? All right. Done. 10 minutes. Man, let me hear what you got. Spit what I got. Niggas will go. Start all over again. So I'm putting niggas up on their own track. I'm killing niggas on their own verse. So now the song never comes out. Or the song comes out, my verse ain't on that motherfucker though.
Oh, damn.
You putting everybody else on that bitch though to make yourself shine, but
which is really backwards, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, so it was that going on a lot. So it was like, man, I was so in my own feelings about just everything. You know what I mean? Man, I went to prison. You niggas ain't right me. Man, you know what I mean? I was just in my feelings, man. It was just like, fuck it. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to be here no more. I contemplated suicide by cop more times than most motherfuckers could imagine. Just thinking about trying to hit a lick, to do something, to just try and go, like, put myself in a position of where a motherfucker really got to crash out, and at the end of it all, I really ain't got to be here no more. You know what I'm saying? I done been through it. Like, so to have that and feel that, it was like, yeah, I never want to feel like this again. I never want to experience this again. I never want to feel like this. And I never want anybody else, if I can help it, to ever want to feel like this. So it was always, I just try to be genuine with people. I try to be transparent with people. I try to be open and honest with people. And it was always one of the things I try to speak life into people, because you never know what somebody's going through. We all dealing with shit, but you never know, when somebody's going through something. Like, I never forget, and I remember, you growing up in church and people telling you, be careful, being nice to people. You never know who you entertain, and some people that have been speaking to angels didn't know, whatever, right? Well, I remember speaking to a man. I was out of town. I was in Texas. And I just remember speaking to a man, just smiling. Hey, how you doing today? You know what I mean? Just not thinking. I'm just passing. You know what I mean?
And when was this?
This was prior to all this shit. Okay. You know what I mean? But I just remember I remember speaking to a man, and he looked at me, and he spoke back and said, "How you doing?" But he just kind of looked at me weird, like this weird look. He walked in the store. And he kept kind of looking out the store, kind of looking at me. Came back out the store, walked up to me, said, "Hey, man, what made you speak to me?" I'm like, nigga, you walked past me. You was in my ear. Like, you was in my path. You walked by. I was walking by. I spoke, said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he was like, "Yeah, but what made you speak to me?" And I'm like, you here? You human, nigga. What's up? He was like, "Bro, you don't understand what that did for me."
Damn.
He was like, just you smiling and speaking to me. He said, "Bro, I was on my way home to kill myself." And when I say he told me this, and he proceeds to show me the gun and hand me the suicide letter, I read this man's suicide note. And this man told me, because you smiled at me and spoke to me, I felt like it ain't all bad. Like, I still got something to live for. I could still, and I stood there and I spoke with this man for a good hour, just chopping it with him. You know what I mean? Just trying to speak life into him. So I always just felt like, treat people with respect, treat people with kindness, treat people with love. You never know who you dealing with. You never know what they going through. So it was always my thing to send people out in love, to greet people with love, just to treat people with like they were human. You know what I mean? Like, because the same loving kindness and joy and grace and things that you afford to people. Sometimes you need those things when you're going through. You know what I mean? You want those things, or you want somebody to be understanding. You know what I mean? So I try to afford that to people, and it's worked out. It's benefited, you know, a lot. In my mind, I feel like to change somebody's life, just one person, I did my job. I did what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
You know what I
that
mean?
is a fascinating story.
If I could get on stage and in that little bit of time that I got with you, if I can help you to change your mind or change the way you feel about whatever it is you might be going through, I did my job. I did what I'm supposed to do.
Wow.
That means more than any amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means more than any amount of viral clips, fame, popularity. Care about none of that shit. I was popular before social media. Niggas knew me before internet. You fuck about none of that. I was really outside. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it feel good to be paid. Yeah, for sure. It feel good to be recognized. Yeah, but it's not what I do this for. You know what I mean?
So that story happens. Your own personal shit happens. You get in a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, you found the light. What was like that glimmer of hope, that glimmer of light that stopped you from doing that? And did that story play in your mind when you was in your own
Prayer.
shit?
Truthfully, prayer. Truthfully,
Mm.
prayer. I was, I meditated, prayer, and I'll be honest, I didn't take it as seriously as I felt like I should have. Right?
What
I was raised in church, raised in
take what prayer serious?
and just meditating and just uh, being able to free your mind and being able to kind of center yourself and find peace. You know what I mean? And looking within to kind of, you know what I mean, silence some of the loud things, right? And I say that to say, like, I remember the first time I ever astral projected on some crazy shit. I think I was in
We about to
prison.
do a whole other episode.
Yeah, bro. I was in prison, bro. The first time I ever astral projected outside of my own physical body.
On purpose, or it just happened?
It just happened. Like on some accidental, didn't know you could do this type. I just remember because I went to the hole for fighting. Went to the hole for fighting. And I knew I was going to do 7 days in the hole. And I told them, give me a King James Bible and a pen and pad. That's all I want. I don't care about nothing else.
And the astral projection happened when you was in the hole?
Mm-hmm. And I just remember I every day I would read my Bible. I would close my Bible. And I would lay down, because I was the only one in my room. I would lay on the top bunk. And I would lay back and I would meditate on whatever I read, about whatever I read. And this particular day was wild because it was like, same thing as always. Lay down. I closed my eyes. I wasn't asleep. But before I knew it, it felt like I faded off. But when I opened my eyes, nigga, I was staring at myself. Like, and I felt like I was floating. And I'm looking at myself. Like, man, I know I ain't. Yeah, you know. So I went through that whole thing, bro. So learning that, like feeling that, knowing it to be possible, it to be real, man, that changed a lot for me. So, like, when I start going through some of these things and dealing with some of these things, it helped to be able to go back to remember, hey, there's something out there, nigga. Yeah. You can tap in. Just remember, go back to the basics, you know.
What was your biggest takeaway from the astral projection? Like, you see that, then like the next, when you come out, like, what was your takeaway?
It was like, there's a ethereal, there's a spiritual outside of just the physical. It's a whole nother plane of existence, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, and it was crazy because, bro, I saw like 6 of the 7 wonders of the world. Because I was just going places.
So you started traveling.
I traveled. When I say
tell me more.
Okay, look. The first thing that allowed, when I say I was looking at myself, I remember floating. And I was floating above my body. I could see myself. I could see the room I was in. I was still in the hole. I was like, but I'm a spirit. So it was like the only thing I remember was I was tethered to myself with a chain.
You could like see it.
It was it was like
feel it too.
It was a soul chain. It pulled literally from, might as well say at the court, like my heart, from your body. It pulled from being, and it was tethered into myself, into my body. And I remember trying to grab the chain, and I heard a voice say, "Stop." Stop. And the voice said, "If you break the soul chain, you die." I stopped tugging at it. I left it alone. This chain goes and grows as long as I need for it to be. I went everywhere. When I like, my body is still stationary here, but when I say I'm floating now above the jail, looking above, because you know how Douglas County got the basketball rims up on the roof. I'm above the fences that sit above the basketball rims on the roof, looking over the county. Like, I can see the Woodman and the bank. I can look and see the South Omaha project. I'm floating over myself. Like, so when it was like, can I travel? It was like, yeah, you can go wherever you want to go.
That's what the voice said?
Yes, just think of a place and you'll go. You'll be there. Man, let me try this shit. So, boom, I start thinking of places. The pyramids of Giza. And when I say it wasn't just a fast forward trip, I could feel myself going. Like, I could feel myself
moving through space,
moving and flying. I could feel the wind to the point to where, wind blowing in your eyes, your eyes start watering a little bit. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. I'm going through. I done saw the pyramids. I saw the Leaning Tower. I saw the Sphinx. Like, I went to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, this for free.
Nick, on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Because like, I'm saving up to take this trip. To go. You can teach me how to do this. I can save you a lot of money.
So it was wild. Like, just bing, 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 bow, right? So when I really got my little feelings, I went to my ex-wife's house, my first ex-wife, the one who got me locked up. This is why I'm in jail. This is the reason I'm in jail, right? I remember going to her grandmother's house. And I knew her grandma didn't like me. But it was like, I remember, boom, appearing in front of the house. And it was like, I'm getting closer and closer, like I'm about to walk in. I could hear people laughing, talking shit. I can hear everybody. So I went in to see. You phase through shit. So I went inside to see what was going on. And it was like a normal, regular day. These niggas running around, tearing up the house, dirtying up the house, talking shit. I go in this broad room and she in there crying because her and her grandma done got into it, and her grandma was talking reckless to her. It was like, yeah, that's why that nigga you got, he about to go to jail, type shit. I'm hearing this shit as if I'm sitting right there, right? And I left. And the only thing that really brought me back was the buzzer of the door for them to pop the cell to come in and feed me lunch. It was like, Edwards, lunch. Because I hated that child time shit. Don't tell me no fuck. I'm not no pig. I'm not no animal, nigga. Right. Don't give me child time. Nigga, talk to me like a human. Talk to me like, you know what I mean? You want me to treat you with respect like treat me with the same respect. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a criminal, but goddamn. You know what I mean? So when they everybody else, child time, they're Edwards, lunch. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so that's what brought me back was the and I heard the door and it what? And I woke up.
So you said you would like read the Bible and then meditate on what you read. Do you remember what you read that before the astral projection?
Actually, yes. I was reading a story of I was reading the story of Elijah.
The nigga that left that didn't die?
Yep. Yep. I was reading the story of Elijah, and at the time, I had read where he had just slaughtered all of the prophets of Baal. He was where basically he made them. It was a contest. You know what I mean? Hey, whoever God answers by fire, that's gonna be who we call God. You know what I mean? Y'all make up an altar. He built his altar, and he let them do what they do. And it was probably like 400 of them. These niggas cutting themselves and sacrificing shit, and singing and hollering, and nothing's happening. You know what I mean? And it always made me think of a certain particular place, which will remain nameless, but they hollering and screaming and spitting and all of this is happening, but you're not doing it in spirit and in truth, so nothing's happening. You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? They did all of that, nothing happened. And it was like, huh. Well, maybe he's on vacation. Maybe y'all boy is, he tired. He in the bathroom. He doing something. He too busy. Let me try something. And he set up his altar strategically how he needed it to be. Prayed his prayer, and fire dropped from the sky and consumed his offering, the water, everything in it. Bah! And it was like, huh. Look like who y'all praying to ain't really who we supposed to pray to. You know what I mean? Like, and one by one slaughtered all of them. So it was like, I remember reading this story. I'm like, huh, like, what does that mean? Like, I wonder what that's like. And when I would read these stories, I would literally try and break it down and think of it like a movie or like something so I could really get the fullness of the story and what's happening. So even if like I can try and see like really the message and you know what I mean that's kind of being conveyed in there, you know what I mean, like and I would play it out like a series, you know what I'm saying, in my mind type shit. And I just remember sometimes I would go to sleep and just fade off. Sometimes I would wake up and remember what I dreamt about. Sometimes I would have dreams, sometimes I wouldn't. It was just wild. But this particular day,
what'd you take away from that story?
I don't know.
Still don't know.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it's real.
When you tell other people the story, you astral projection, is it generally received, or niggas be like, "Get the fuck out of here"?
Both. It depends on who you're talking to. Normally, I usually don't bring that kind of conversation up unless the individual is has a knowledge of it, has some knowledge of it, and has an understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? When you introduce that into conversations with people who really don't know, it's not, you're received like crazy. Like you looked at like, oh, this nutty motherfucker, you know. But somebody who actually has an understanding of energy, an understanding of just the spiritual, you know, the ethereal, what have you, they kind of look at you like, what you know about that? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't saying nothing about that, and you brought it up. Like, how you know that? You know, so it's one of them.
Yeah. So you go, okay. The prison story was first of all.
I went to prison, yeah.
The prison thing, married, divorce, like always.
Yeah, that was.
Like,
so I was married first, went to prison, got out, homeless.
When was the story with the man?
That was actually
before prison.
This was after prison. Was after prison, but before I was homeless the second time. So this was when I moved to Houston. This is when I stayed in Houston, and Houston was literally okay. So because all this shit happened right, like one after the other. I graduated high school 05, right? I went to college at Emporia State in 2000, right in 2005. I only stayed at Emporia for a semester before I went to prison. I went to jail January 30th, 2006. I graduated in 2005. I went to jail January 06. Yep, I was there. I was only at Emporia for a semester. Catch my case. I'm arrested in January. I don't go to trial, and this was 2006. I don't go to trial until October of that year. So I sat fighting my case with this high ass mind all this time, trying to fight my shit, whatever. I ended up getting sentenced because I got a mistrial in October. I went to trial. I got a mistrial. When they tried to retry me, I told them I wanted to be sentenced right then and there. I told them I would plea out to terroristic threats if they sentenced me right then and there.